Now let's see the next question, that is question number 50. So the question is, which of the following statements is correct? Option number A, adenine pairs with thymine through 3 hydrogen bonds. Option number B, adenine does not pair with thymine. Option number C, adenine pairs with thymine through 2 hydrogen bonds. And option number D, adenine pairs with thymine through 1 hydrogen bond. So student, we already know about this. Purine binds with pyrimidine and these are all the nitrogenous bases. Adenine and thymine is the nitrogen bases. Now we have to select the correct statement. Among this following 4 options, option number C is the correct one, which state that adenine pairs with thymine through 2 hydrogen bonds. So option number C, that is adenine binds with thymine by 2 hydrogen bond is the correct answer. Now let's see the next question, that is question number 51. Flippers of penguins and dolphins are examples of option number A, industrial melanism, option number B, natural selection, option number C, adaptive radiation, and option number D, convergent evolution. So in the chapter evolution, we have already discussed about this, that flippers of penguins and dolphins, these are all the examples of convergent evolution. So among these following 4 options, option number D is the correct one. Now let's see the next question, that is question number 52. Montreal Protocol was signed in 1987 for control of option number A, release of greenhouse gases, option number B, disposal of e-waste, option number C, transport of genetically modified organisms from one country to another, and option number D, emission of ozone depleting substances. So student, what is the correct answer? Montreal Protocol was signed in 1987 for control of emission of ozone depleting substances. So among these following 4 options, option number D is the correct one. Now let's move on to the next question, that is question number 53. Identify the wrong statement with regard to restriction enzymes. Option number A, they are useful in genetic engineering. Option number B, sticky ends can be joined by using DNA ligases. Option number C, each restriction enzyme functions by inspecting the length of a DNA sequence. And option number D, they cut the strand of DNA at palindromic sites. Student, we need to identify the wrong statement with regard to restriction enzyme. In option number B, as you can see here, sticky ends can be joined by using DNA ligase. It is the correct statement, but it is not applicable for restriction enzymes. That means we know that sticky ends is the result of the action of restriction endonucleases. So these sticky ends cannot be joined by restriction enzymes, but by using DNA ligase. So this statement is not applicable for restriction enzyme. So this is the wrong statement and it is the correct answer for this question. So option number B is the correct answer for this question. Now let's move on to the next question, that is question number 54. By which method was a new breed Hizardale of sheep formed by using Bicanary ewes and merino rams? Option number A, crossbreeding, option number B, inbreeding, option number C, outcrossing, and option number D, mutational breeding. So student, by the method crossbreeding, a new breed called Hizardale of sheep is formed by using Bicanary ewes and merino rams. So among these following 4 options, option number A, crossbreeding is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question, that is question number 55. Which of the following refer to correct examples of organisms which have evolved due to changes of environment brought about by anthropogenic action? Option number A, repeat.
Repeat.
Statement number A, Darwin finches of Galapagos Island. Statement number B, herbicide resistant weeds. Statement number C, drug resistant eukaryotes. And statement number D, man created breeds of domesticated animals like dogs. So, student, this is from the chapter evolution. So, among this following 4 statement, we have to select the correct examples of organisms which have evolved due to changes of environment brought about by anthropogenic action. Student, what do you mean by anthropogenic action? It is the evolution due to interference by human beings. So, among this following 4 statement, we have to select the one which is caused by anthropogenic action. First statement is Darwin's finches of Galapagos Island. It is the example of natural selection. Now, statement number B is herbicide resistance weeds. That is also by interference by human beings. Now, the next is statement number B, herbicide resistant weeds, that is caused by anthropogenic action. Third statement is drugs resistance eukaryotes, that is also by anthropogenic action. And the last one is man created breeds of domesticated animals like dogs, that is caused by the interference by human beings, right? So, student, among this following 4 statement, statement number B, C and D, these 3 statement is for the anthropogenic action. That means among this following 4 option number A is the correct one, whereas statement number A is the natural selection, right? So, it is the example of natural selection. So, it is not caused by anthropogenic action. So, option number A is the correct answer. Now, let us move on to the next question, that is question number 56. Now, in this question number 56, you can see meiotic division of the secondary oocyte is completed. Option number A, after zygote formation. Option number B, at the time of fusion of a sperm with an ovum. Option number C, prior to ovulation. And option number D, at the time of copulation. So, student, this is a very easy question. While discussing about the oogenesis, we have discussed that the secondary oocyte is completed at the time of fusion of sperm with an ovum. So, among this following 4 options, option number B is the correct one. So, meiotic division of the secondary oocyte is completed at the time of fusion of a sperm with an ovum. So, this is the correct answer. Now, let us move on to the next question, that is question number 57. In relation to gross primary productivity and net primary productivity of an ecosystem, which one of the following statement is correct? Option number A, gross primary productivity and net primary productivity are one and same. Option number B, there is no relationship between gross primary productivity and net primary productivity. C option is gross primary productivity is always less than net primary productivity, and the last is option D, gross primary productivity is always more than net primary productivity. So, student, in this question we have to select the statement in relation to gross primary productivity and net primary productivity of an ecosystem. So, student, among this following 4 options, option number D, which state that gross primary productivity is always more than the net primary productivity, is the correct statement. So, the relationship between the gross primary productivity and net primary productivity of an ecosystem is that the gross primary productivity is always more than net primary productivity. So, option number D is the correct answer. Now, let us move on to the next question, that is question number 58. Now, in this question you can see, identify the wrong statement with reference to the gene I that controls ABO blood groups. Option number A, when IA and IB are present together, they express same type of sugar. Option number B, allele small I does not produce any sugar. Option number C, the gene I has 3 alleles. And option number D, a person will have only 2 of the 3 alleles. So student, we need to select the wrong statement with reference to the gene I that controls ABO blood groups. So among these following 4 options, in option number A, as you can see here, when IA and IB are present together, then they express same type of sugar. This is the wrong statement because they produce different types of sugar. So among these following 4 options, option number A is the wrong statement and it is the correct answer for this question. Now let's move on to the next question, that is question number 59. Match the following columns and select the correct option. In column number 1, it is written pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland and pancreas. And the next is column 2, here it is written Graves' disease, diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus and Addison's disease. So student, we need to match column 1 with column 2. So the first one is pituitary glands. Pituitary gland will match with diabetes insipidus, right? Because the hormone, antidiuretic hormone released by the pituitary gland, when it is in deficient amount, it causes diabetes insipidus. Next is thyroid gland. So when there is over secretion of thyroid gland, then it leads to a disease which is called as Graves' disease. So it will match with Graves' disease. And the next is adrenal gland. Adrenal gland, it causes disease which is called as Addison's disease, right? And the last one is pancreas. Pancreas is diabetes mellitus. That is the loss of glucose through urine. So this is the correct match. Now among this following 4 options, option number A is the correct one. Now let's move on to the next question, that is question number 60. According to Robert May, the global species diversity is about option number A 50 million, option number B 7 million, option number C 1.5 million and option number D 20 million. So student, according to Robert May, the global species diversity is about 7 million. So among this following 4 options, option number B is the correct one. Now let's move on to the next question, that is question number 61. The body of the ovule is fused with the funicle at option number A nucellus, option number B chalaza, option number C hilum and option number D micropyle. Student, this is a very easy question, right? So the body of the ovule which is fused within the funicle at the hilum. So among this following 4 options, option number C hilum is the correct answer. Now let's see the next question, that is question number 62. Match the following columns and select the correct option. In column number 1, you can see it is written gregarious polyphagous pest, adult with radial symmetry and larva with bilateral symmetry, book lungs and bioluminescence. Next in column 2, it is written asterisk, scorpion, nitoplana and locusta. Student, this is from the chapter Animal Kingdom. So what we need to do? We need to match column 1 with the column 2. First one is gregarious polyphagous pest. It is the locusta. So it will match with locusta. Next is adult with radial symmetry and larva with bilateral symmetry. That is asterisk, which means starfish, right? And the next is book lungs. Book lungs, it is present in scorpion. And the last one is bioluminescence. It is the characteristic property of Tenoplana. It will match with point number 3, that is Tenoplana. So this is the correct match. Now let's see what are the options given for this question. So student, from this following 4 options, option number D is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question, that is question number 63. embryological support for evolution was disapproved by option number A. Charles Darwin, option number B. Oparin, option number C. Carl Ernest von Baer and option number D. Alfred Wallace. So, student, embryological support for evolution was disapproved by Carl Ernest von Baer, which is given in option number C. So, this is the correct answer. Now, let us move on to the next question, that is question number 64. Match the organism with its use in biotechnology. In column number 1, it is written Bacillus thuringiensis, Thermus aquaticus molecule, next Agrobacterium tumefaciens and Salmonella typhimurium. And the next one is column 2, here it is written cloning vector, construction of first rDNA, third is DNA polymerase and the fourth one is proteins. So, student, this is from the chapter biotechnology, right? Now, we need to match the organisms along with their use in biotechnology. First one is Bacillus thuringiensis. So, their use is it helps in the production of proteins because of the presence of gene, right? So, it will match with 4, that is protein. Next is Thermus aquaticus. It will match with DNA polymerase, right? Now, the third one is Agrobacterium tumefaciens. This is the cloning vector of plants and animals. And the fourth one is Salmonella typhimurium. It helps in the construction of first rDNA, right? So, among this following 4 options, option number D is the correct answer. Now, let us see the next question, that is question number 65. Which of the following is not an inhibitory substance governing seed dormancy? Option number A. Phenolic acid, option number B. Para-ascorbic acid, option number C. Gibberellic acid and option number D. Abscisic acid. So, student, among this following option, we need to select the one which is not an inhibitory substance governing the seed dormancy. So, what is the correct answer? The correct answer is gibberellic acid, which is given in option number C. So, gibberellic acid is not an inhibitory substance governing seed dormancy. Now, let us see the next question, that is question number 66. Which of the following statements about inclusion bodies is incorrect? Option number A. They lie free in the cytoplasm. Option number B. These represent reserve material in cytoplasm. Option number C. They are not bound by any membrane. And option number D. They are involved in ingestion of food particles. So, student, this is a very easy question. You need to select the one which is the incorrect statement for this question. So, student, we know that inclusion bodies, they do not help and they do not involved in ingestion of food particles because the cell membranes are involved in ingestion of food particles, which mean from this following 4 option, option number D is the incorrect statement. It is written here that these are involved in ingestion of food particles. This is the wrong statement about inclusion bodies. Now, let us move on to the next question, that is question number 67. The ovary is half inferior in option number A. Sunflower, option number B. Plum, option number C. Brinjal and option number D. Mustard. So, what is the correct answer? Which of the following is the example where the ovary is half inferior? That is plum, which is given in option number B. So, plum is one of the example in which the ovary is half inferior. Now, let us move on to the next question, that is question number 68. Match the trophic levels with their correct species example in grassland ecosystem. So, student, this is from the chapter ecosystem, right? So, here we have to match column 1 where all the names of the trophic levels are given, and along with this in column 2 here is the correct species. So, the first one is 4th trophic level. So, what is the example here? the example will be vulture. Next is the second trophic level, that is rabbit. And the next is first trophic level. You know, there is always producers, right? So, first trophic level will be grass and the third trophic level will be crow. So, this is the correct match. Now, among this following four options, option number C will be the correct one. Okay? Now, let us move on to the next question, that is question number 69. The process responsible for facilitating loss of water in liquid from the tip of the grass blades at night and in early morning is option number A, imbibition, option number B, plasmolysis, option number C, transpiration, and option number D, root pressure. So, student, this is a very easy question, right? So, it is from the chapter transport in plants. There we have discussed that the process which is responsible for facilitating loss of water in liquid from the tip of grass blades at night and in early morning is due to the root pressure. So, this process is called as the root pressure. So, among this following four options, option number D is the correct answer. Now, let us move on to the next question, that is question number 70. Choose the correct pair from the following. Option number A, nucleases, it separates the two strands of DNA. Option number B, exonucleases, it makes cuts at specific positions within the DNA. Option number C is ligases, it joins the two DNA molecules. And option number D is polymerase, which breaks the DNA into fragments. Student, all the function of nucleases, exonucleases, ligase and polymerase we have already discussed in the chapter molecular basis of inheritance, right? So, among these following four options, which is the correct pair? That is of the ligase, which is given in option C. So, ligase, it joins the two DNA molecules. So, this is the correct statement. Now, let us see the next question, student, that is question number 71. The transverse section of a plant shows following anatomical features. First one is large number of scattered vascular bundles surrounded by bundle sheath. Next is statement number B, that is large conspicuous parenchymatous ground tissue. Third is vascular bundles conjoined and closed, and the last is phloem parenchyma absent. Now, we have to identify the category of plant and its part. First one is dicotyledonous stem, second is dicotyledonous root, third is monocotyledonous stem, and the fourth one is monocotyledonous root. So, student, in the chapter anatomy of flowering plants, we have discussed about the anatomical feature of monocot and dicot stem and their roots also, right? So, these are the features, these are the anatomical features of which of the following category? That is the monocotyledonous stem, right? So, option number C is the correct answer. I hope you have remembered that chapter very well.